Hey guys, how you doing? It's Raymond here from the Raymond Report with your free NBA basketball previews and predictions today for Wednesday, February 26th. Hope you're having yourself a good start to your wacky Wednesdays. As always, don't forget, subscribe to our channel by tapping that notification bell in the top right-hand corner. All right, let's kick it off with the game of the night. It's going to be in Motor City between the Pistons and the Boston Celtics, and something you don't see too often, single-digit favorites for the Boston Celtics. -4 is the line, 226 is the total. ATS forecast system play going to lean with the Boston Celtics just by that, 116.8 to 112.6, over under at 229.45. So we do have this game going over the total. Looking at the Boston Celtics, they're coming off a 111-101 victory last night against the Toronto Raptors. They're now on a 6-game win streak, and the Detroit Pistons, they're on a 7-game heater too. So you got two teams going in the right direction. And the only thing I'm a little concerned about, when you look at Boston in their last 5 games, they're averaging 114 points, which is good. Season average is 117. But this is here, the Detroit, are they overplaying their abilities right now? And normally they're 114 points per game. They're scoring 127. So I got to check their strength of schedule to see where those 127 points are coming against. So just something you want to keep in mind when you're looking at this game tonight and you're comparing the analytics and you're saying, man, Detroit's scoring a lot of points. And when I look at their strength of schedule, you can see right here, it's at 24.4. So that's exactly what I was thinking when I saw that average of, was it 127. So I figured, you know what, this team is scoring a lot of points, but against who are they scoring against? And sure enough, 24.4 strength of schedule last 7 games, where Boston's 34.6. All right, the Portland Trailblazers taking on the Washington Wizards now. Trailblazers, a 6-point favorite, 230.5 is the total, and we're going to lean with Portland by 3. 115 to 112, the over-under at 228.66, so we do have this game staying under the total. We're going to give the Trailblazers a 62.07% chance on the cow, the chance of winning compared to 38.4 for the Wizards. Wizards right now 4-6 straight up, and interesting enough, they're 8-2 against the point spread in their last 10 games, while the Trailblazers, they're 6-4 straight up and ATS, and I had them listed at -4.2 on my value index, and tonight you're laying -6. All right, let's go to the game between the Pacers and the Toronto Raptors. Raptors losing a tough one last night to the Boston Celtics, 111-101. While the Pacers last game, they lost to the Denver Nuggets, 125-116. And Toronto played last night, so they're in a back-to-back game situation, while the Pacers, they're playing on 1 day's rest. And I do have the Pacers winning tonight, 123 to 112, the over-under at 235.86. So I do have the Pacers winning and covering the spread here tonight, but we'll see if that hook comes into play. All right, they got the Sixers taking on the New York Knicks at Madison Square Garden. New York's going to be a 10-point home court favorite right there, my value index at 10.38. And for Philadelphia, I also had them listed at 10.5, so fair market value if you like any of these teams tonight. And I do have the New York Knicks winning 120 to 112, the over-under 232.47. So we do have this game flying over the total, and we're going to give the team that's on a 2-game losing streak, the New York Knicks, a 73.3% chance on the cow compared to only 24.8 for the Sixers, who are now riding an 8-game straight-up losing streak and a 9 ATS losing streak. You don't see that too often, a 9 ATS losing streak. All right, the Brooklyn Nets taking on the Oklahoma City Thunder. Obviously, every time in the Rain Report the line gets very high like this, we do have a little bit of a skewed score, so I'm not going to get right into the score here, but I will give you the chance of winning, 67.9% chance of winning for the Thunder compared to 0. That's previous games in the database when the teams are in the exact situation. And for the Thunder, they're coming in 8-2 straight up and 5-5 ATS last 10. And for Brooklyn, they are 7-3 straight up, 7-2-1 against the number, and 90% of their last 10 games have gone under the total. All right, got the Atlanta Hawks taking on the Miami Heat. The Heat going to be a 2.5-point favorite, 230.5 is the total, and I do have Miami winning 117 to 114, the over-under at 231.95. So we do have this game going an edge hair over the total, and looking at the chance of winning, 42.3 for the Atlanta Hawks, 58.3 for the Miami Heat. Heat's on the 2-game losing streak. They're off a double-digit game. You don't see that too often, right? And it's a back-to-back situation here between the Heat and the Hawks. They played 2 nights ago, and it was a 98-86 victory for the Atlanta Hawks over the Miami Heat. So tonight they're back in Miami at the American Airlines Arena, or I think it's called something else now. But yeah, so we'll see tonight if we can get into the triple digits of the score. All right, let's take a look at the Clippers taking on the Chicago Bulls. Your Chicago Bulls is a -8.5 is the line for the LA Clippers. 224.5 is the total. and we're going to lean with the LA Clippers in this one by 9. 119 to 110, the over-under at 230.44. So we do have this game going over the total. And when I look at the value index, I did have the LA Clippers listed at minus 6.81, and they're a little bit overvalued at 8.5. And I did have the Bulls at 5.28. So if you like the Chicago Bulls, you're getting good value tonight against the LA Clippers. And the Chicago Bulls right now on a 3 ATS win streak, and the Clippers on a 4 ATS losing streak. Sacramento Kings taking on the Utah Jazz. The Kings off a 130-88 victory over the Hornets, while the Jazz last game, a 114-112 loss to the Portland Trailblazers. Tonight, they're going to be a 9.5-point home underdog, 236.5 is the total, and we're going to lean with the Kings in this one, 123 to 116, the over-under at 240.54. And we do have this game going over the total. Looking at the last 10 games for both these teams, Utah Jazz 3-7 straight up, but just like Washington, a good ATS record of 7-3-0 ATS, 7-3 to the over, while the Kings, they're 5-5 straight up, 3-7 against point spread, and 70% of their last 10 contests have gone over the total. And your final game of the evening, you got the Houston Rockets, who played last night, and they lost. They won by a triple bucket, right? They won by a three-pointer. 100 to 97 is the final last night against the Bucks at home, which is a big win, right? And for San Antonio last game, 109-103 loss yesterday against the Pelicans, which was one of my top plays here at the Raymond Report. So tonight, both these teams coming off back-to-back game situations, no rest in between. And Houston, we got them winning here as a 14.5-point favorite, 116 to 112, the over-under, landing on 228.99. So we do like this game to go over the total. Looking at the last 10 games, you can see the Rockets are 4-6 straight up, 3-7 ATS, and 40% of their last 10 games have gone under. I had them listed at minus 10.4 in my value index, and the bookmakers have got an inflated line here of minus 14.5. And I did have the Spurs at 7.7 on my value index. So if you like San Antonio, you're getting 2 touchdowns in the hook, so it might be worth the look here. And San Antonio's on a 3-game losing streak, 3-7 in their last 10 straight up, and 2-8 ATS. C bearish against A neutral. So a lot of information for you guys here today on the Raymond Report. In fact, if you want the free Raymond Report of the day, and right now, if you go on your mobile device, if you're watching on a mobile device, go to ATS Stats. We're now mobile friendly, and you don't have to screen over, like take your thumb or finger and screen over the stats anymore. It should all be in one nice clear view on a mobile device, so that way you don't have to go from frame to frame or flip your phone over to see what the stats are, right? So yeah, check it out. It's atsstats.com, and here's the game between Boston and Detroit. And if you scroll down to the bottom, we give you some nice stats and trends each and every day with your selections. In fact, anytime you got a home team during the month of February before a non-division game like Detroit on 1 day's rest, coming off a 7-game win streak, that home team is 16-3 straight up, 12-7 ATS. So if you like Detroit, there's a nice league system trend that goes your way. All right, folks, have yourself a great night of hoops. I'll be back on a Thursday with another edition of the Raymond Report.